I am Oscar W. Fitchett.
And I'm Sophie.
And welcome to Heelcast episode 21. Woo!
21.
21. Thank you for anyone who watched episode 20, which was a very enjoyable one for us, where we discussed all of the Alien franchise. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. What I've learned since then is that we seem to be in the minority of our Alien Covenant opinions in terms of really enjoying it.
Yeah, I haven't really met many other people. Well, people who I know either haven't seen it or if it's online, people just haven't liked it.
Yeah, I guess some people's opinions on the fact that everyone's saying apparently this, like when everyone's saying like, oh, just other like more dumb scientists, but it's like not as dumb as the Prometheus ones, and there are people out there who didn't like who are saying that about Covenant, but don't say that about Prometheus. So yeah, all I'm saying is if you're going to complain about the Prometheus stupidity, if you're going to complain about the Covenant stupidity, then you should really be complaining about the Prometheus stupidity. Anyway, on that note, let's get into episode 21, where there's no specific topic.
Yeah, we've just got
just more.
A few little things to chat about.
Few little things. We don't have a film section this time.
No, we were going to, and then we changed our mind.
We did, because there's like the Neil Blomkamp Alien thing, which is kind of really old news at this moment in time, and we might talk about it at another point anyway, but not right now. And we were going to discuss the Tom Hardy as Venom announcement, but my reaction is like, all right.
Yeah, there's really not a lot to say about it. It's kind of like, okay, that's happening.
That's it. It's strange, but
I like Tom Hardy. That's not.
I do,
that's not like a smear on Tom Hardy. He's great, but I'm not a massive Spider-Man fan. Shocking or horror or whatever.
Yeah, and I did like dabble with maybe discussing about this whole Wonder Woman thing happening with the Alamo Drafthouse and just some people having a bit of a rage against it. But again, it's like, that's no, no.
It's a lot to be getting into on a bank holiday Monday night.
It is that, and it's also, dating the podcast much.
Well.
And, I'm going to be dating it soon.
I was going to say, considering what we're speaking about.
I'm going to be dating it anyway. But, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. I am, plus it's like, that's also, like, people's opinion, it's not much of a discussion as such, but it is at the same time, the whole Wonder Woman thing, so we just won't necessarily get into that. So instead, we just got an other section in our topics, and we're starting things off that I just want to address, just get this kind of out of the way with everything. I forgot when I woke up to this information. I think it was Friday.
Yes, it was.
Friday.
I was at work.
Yeah.
Last time I was at work, other than the weekend, like the weekend was Friday.
Friday, I woke up. Friday morning, I woke up to an email. I'll get it anyway. I'll get into it first. Saying that, just with an email from YouTube, just saying that your video has been removed from YouTube. Right off the bat, I was like, please don't let it be VHS Pirates Season 2, Episode 1. Please don't. We literally just did this.
Yeah, that would have been pretty traumatic.
It would have been. That might have been the tipping point as well. But I'm not going to read through the full email. But basically the first paragraph, that because I was like, wait, what? A video's been removed? And so I was like, okay, let me read this.
Well, kind of like immediately, what for?
Yeah, and then it said, as you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and what we don't allow on YouTube. Okay. Your video, Flickchart Face Off Episode 3, was flagged for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines. We removed it from YouTube and it signed a community guideline strike or temporary penalty to your account. And then it goes on about explaining the whole like restrictions and the impact of strikes and like how you can respond. But my whole thing was like, Flickchart Episode 3, that was from 2014. And for people who are unfamiliar with the Flickchart Face-Off videos, which surprisingly, those actually get quite a lot of views.
Those were my pre-heel days.
Yeah, Episode 3 was when I lived in my old house. This is when season 1 of VHS Pirates was finishing off, like filming. So that just puts into perspective how long ago that was. And then, which confused me, because for people who are aware of Flickchart videos, it's basically, I use the screen recorder on my Mac, and I go on the website Flickchart, and I just record that, and I talk into the microphone, and it's kind of a Let's Play, but with Flickchart, and Flickchart's basically a website where you get 2 films, and then you just need to choose which one you prefer. And that's what Flickchart is. And that's basically what my videos were. It's like I was on Flickchart, and I was just talking about which films I preferred or not. And these videos got decent amount of views, actually, and it even got recognition from the website Flickchart themselves, which was excellent. So, alright, that I already knew I had a seal of approval anyway from them. And these videos were kind of like some of the videos which I was like, okay, these, apart from the reviews, are like the least most strikeable.
Yeah.
Out of the entirety.
Well, yeah, because it's your content. I'm not saying that the other things weren't your content.
No, but other things, but other things could be in danger of being slammed with a strike. Like VHS Pirates could be. I was almost kind of paranoid. I was like, oh, watch, we get strike down by Wiseau Films because we're making him look bad or something like that. It's like that was a genuine worry, believe it or not. And
I don't think we can really make him look much worse than.
I think time's passed since the whole nostalgia critic thing when he had a bit of a fanny fit and he was like, get rid of that.
Oh, did he really? Wow,
didn't you know about that? No, that was a whole thing. Yeah. No, he took that down due.
Wow, Tommy, that's cold.
Yeah, and eventually I forgived him, I guess. He did an interview with him. But anyway, but then when me and you, we were going to go through it, because I've experienced a copyright strike. Well, oh yeah, by the way, like, because we discovered, apparently it was due to spam. That's what the Flickchart video was.
Labelled it as spam
It labelled it as spam.
Irrelevant content, basically.
Which is daft. And we went online, we went on the YouTube, and I've had to deal with a copyright strike before, which involved a Cannibal Holocaust commentary video thing, which was done by James. This was good. This was years ago, guys. That would have been 2013, I believe. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, Jesus. And then and that got unfairly copyright striked, and James fought.
Do you want to explain why?
Basically, what happened was when we did commentary videos, which we still might do, maybe, I don't know, but
depends how we feel.
Depends how we feel. But a commentary, how we initially did it, I don't know why we did it this way. We had a minute video explaining we did a commentary. Click the download link in below. We didn't charge for them. We were just getting people to go to Google Drive and download them, which was I don't know why we did. I think our thought was if you want it on your phone and it could be portable, but then my mindset was well, you could just go to the YouTube to MP3 and really download it. Yeah. But anyway, what we did, and basically what this video was, it was James did a solo commentary on Cannibal Holocaust, and there was this 1 minute video which was text saying heel pictures, commentary, Cannibal Holocaust by James, and it had a poster of Cannibal Holocaust, which was a PG rated poster, which I said to James, make sure you get a safe for work poster for that, to do the thumbnail. He did. And it was just a video like that, and it was a voice of him saying, I did a commentary for Cannibal Holocaust, click down below to download the link.
Right, yeah.
And what you would have downloaded was just purely an audio of James talking through the film. So not even the film audio or anything like that. And what happened with that was we got a copyright strike, we got that instantly taken down. It wasn't even a thing of just so you know, this happens. No, it got straight up taken down. And James emailed the company, it was Grindhouse Release, who owns the rights to Cannibal Holocaust and many other video nasties. And it was discovered that James had a tag in there, which, fair enough, he put Grindhouse Release, or Grindhouse Home Release, or something like that. Which, fair enough, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Accurate name.
What happened was the company were going through all the tags of Grindhouse Release and getting rid of them because they were having issues with people uploading the full films onto YouTube. So understandably, and then James emailed the owner, who I found out was the Academy Award-winning editor for The Hurt Locker. I know, right? And emailed him, and then he got it fixed, and we got it fixed, and that got sorted out. Cut to Friday, where we had this issue, and it wasn't a copyright thing, it was just YouTube saying, this counts as spam, so we got rid of it. And we found out it wasn't just episode 3, but it was episode 4 as well, Flip Chart Face Off.
But what made it even more amusing was the fact that episode 2 and episode 1 survived.
And all the other episodes as well, past that as well. And what was ridiculous was the fact that we tried to fill out a form, and it gave us like a line and a certain character limit.
It was basically a tweet.
We had to have basically a tweet to explain why this was an unfair copyright, not an unfair strike. And we didn't lose, and I was worried because I was like, we're going to lose out on lengthy videos, which we didn't.
We lost live stream.
We lost live stream, which we don't do.
Yeah.
But we might do. Well, we were going to do that thing, weren't we, that we had planned on doing like a 24-hour live stream, weren't we, of watching bad films, which would have affected it for 3 months. But it was one of these things where it's like, I was worried that we were going to lose out on lengthy videos, which means no VHS Pirates for 3 months. Which I was like, we've just got on the groove.
Got going with that.
Yeah.
So that would have been a big blow, I think.
So we had a tweet to say why it was unfair. We sent it off, and then we were like, this could just get lost in the shuffle. And then, Sophie, you went on to try and find an email. And we found out that, because I'll explain this as well. We don't monetize our videos. That's my choice. And the reason why I choose to do that, so I'm not linked with the partner program or the monetization program, is because one of the reasons is because when I'm doing YouTube, I don't want to make it a job. I want this to kind of be my little escape and be like to really make the content good. It gives me this little drive to like, right, I'm literally only doing this for the passion and the creativity of it. Because otherwise, if I'm like monetizing it, I'll be like, well, I guess I'll do it because I'll get money. Excuse me.
Or better upload on our money this month.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it's nothing against anyone who does that. Like,
no, but
all to the power of you. It's just
not at all. I mean, I think it's amazing that people can get paid for YouTube. I think that's incredible. Like, absolutely amazing. Go for it. That's just not what I want to do. I kind of want to have Heel Pictures as a platform to just show off my creativity, but not expect to get paid for it.
And not have to commit to uploading
so regularly
on
a schedule. And another reason is because if you're a part of the monetization program, you get inspected a lot more frequently. I'm not saying that this gives me a reason to get away with copyright and stuff, but I know of some channels who have done absolutely nothing wrong, but they get struck down because they're a part of the partner program. But what we found out, we weren't able to email YouTube to say, look, here's a lengthy reason why we should have these videos staying there. But we weren't able to because we weren't a part of the partner program, which I think is really like this section of. The reason why I'm talking about this isn't because, like, let's bash YouTube. I'm just saying.
To be perfectly honest, I sent the form and they were back to me.
Yeah, I'll just finish this bit and then I'll say this. To be fair, we were panicking for a little bit and then within, I can't remember, like, not long at all.
15 minutes. I'd give it 15 minutes at most.
Yeah, I got an email back from YouTube saying that, let me read it. Dear Heel Pictures, thank you for submitting your video appeal to YouTube. After further review, we've determined that your video doesn't violate our community guidelines. Your video has been reinstated and your account is in good standing. Yours sincerely, the YouTube team. And we checked. Everything's fine now.
Everything's back to how it was.
Which is amazing considering we could have very well just got lost in the shuffle and never got a response.
And considering it took them 15 minutes at most.
Yes, which is great. But I just want to say this because I just want to say, like, the fact that what if we didn't get a response back? And the fact we were looking into, like, because it's like one of these things where it's like, what if I just don't want to be a YouTube partner? And what if I need to email them this? What if they took down a video? What if they just took down the Raid 2 review me and Will did, which has well over 1,000 views now? I think well over. I can't remember the exact number, but it's well over 1,000 views. What if they just took that down, which has zero copyright whatsoever in it, or anything bad whatsoever? They just decided, right, take this down. And what if we just got lost in the shuffle? We would have lost well over 1,000 views with our view count. And we wouldn't be able to email them unless if we said, right, okay, let's sign up for an AdSense account, which would have been a lot more of a faff on. And I don't know where my main point is. I just want to say this is what happened with us. Again, it's not a thing of like, stuff you YouTube because you actually did a decent job in responding back. But it's also a thing of like, how did this happen in the first place? Like, the fact, like, oh yeah, we made a mistake, but why did you just act so strikingly, be like, right, yeah, get rid of these 2 videos. Yeah. From 2014. It's a bit daft, and yeah. There's no real point to it. There's nothing that I'm going to...
just kind of wanted to discuss. Yeah,
just what happened. I'm not going to say, go to change.org and do... There's nothing to petition about.
Yeah, they fixed it.
There's nothing to rally against. There's no hashtag to use.
It's one of those things, but it was a bit of a shock at the end of the week.
Yes, it was. And it was like, God damn it. It was a nice day. And But yeah, that happened. So yeah. But leading on to that, more happier news. We finally got VHS Pirates Season 1, Episode 1 uploaded.
Whoop, whoop.
And this little section I want to do is just discuss, not even really discuss about VHS Pirates, but just to say, like how amazing it actually feels to get Episode 1 uploaded and technically have Season 2 off going now.
Yeah, to have it all premiered and on the move.
Yeah, and I don't want to discuss too much about the whole process of it because this is what got me... this is what kind of messed us up in the first place, where we were like, it's coming out this year. And then 2016 was like, sorry it's late, but it's definitely coming out in 2016. And then it didn't. And one day I will probably discuss the whole story. One day I will. One day. There's certain bits and pieces which
don't really need to be...
Which aren't important right now. But one day, give it like a few years or so.
Yep.
There might be a time where I will have a sit down and be like, right, here's the story of the making of VHS Pirates Season 2. Because believe me, it's a story.
Well, if you ever run out of things to film, you could always just make a documentary about it.
I have contemplated that. Legitimately, just ask Carlos from the Be Kind Rewind podcast, formerly known as Circus of Time Reviews. I told him about it, but yeah. But no. But I just want to say this, what's happening with this is that we're probably going to have them as kind of monthly releases, probably.
Yeah, as much as we're able.
Yep. We need to finish filming episode 5, which is the last episode. There's 5 full episodes, which is a fact. That's nothing in danger of that.
Yeah, it's always been that way. It's always going to be that way.
There's 5 episodes within season 2. Same as season 1, they're just much longer, which I kind of like that more.
Yeah.
Instead of a load of short episodes, just fewer long episodes is how I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's gonna come out. I need to edit season 2 again. Episode 2, should I say. I need to edit episode 2, which is the highest mountain to climb, I think, because that's the longest one, I believe.
Far.
So far, episode 5 might be massive, but I don't know. But yeah, that's out. We got awesome feedback from Tim from Reviewed Later, who's awesome.
And I think kind of kept us going through a lot of
Oh,
this.
yeah, that's a fact, yeah.
It's kind of a thing of we had to get it done because Tim.
That was kind of my mindset. I was like, well, I know Flick Fanatics, those guys enjoyed season 1, and I think Tyrell posted something saying about he's looking forward to season 2 or whatever. But Tim's really the only one who's clearly seen that, which I'm fine with. Again, it's not even one of these things like I expect views. It's just like I want it out there.
Yeah.
And views would be nice, and comments, and nice comments would be nice as well. But I just want it out there, and I'm really, really happy with how episode 1 turned out anyway.
Me too.
And yeah, I mean, we can now openly say that Detective Gary exists.
Yeah.
Which
we've been keeping that one.
Oh my god, how long have I been keeping that from everyone? It became a thing, like we were filming it for so long that we just had it as general banter, but then I forgot. I was like, oh wait, we can't actually say this on Heel.
Yeah, because it's gonna give.
It's a spoiler. It's a major spoiler, and yeah, that's a thing which I love.
How can you not love that?
It's amazing. Between that and you know what, this might be a Gary renaissance in terms of his acting. with a very merry like Gary Christmas. Yeah, but the Gary renaissance.
Stupid old Joe attacked me, didn't he?
And then it's like, you only give me 10 pence. Goodness. And I do want to say this as well, for any very merry Gary Christmas fans and any Hobo Joe fans, I will eventually be uploading a series of videos from 2011 that me and Gary made, which was our very first filmmaking endeavours, I would say.
You were 16 when you made those movies.
I would have been 15.
Oh, 15.
But going on 16, yeah. And I will eventually be uploading those, which includes the very first appearance of Hobo Joe. That's right, he wasn't made...
Hobo Joe Origins.
Hobo Joe wasn't specifically made for Very Merry Gary Christmas. That was legitimately a character that we pulled from old films of ours. So that's a little tidbit that I want to put out there. But anyway, VHS Pirates 2 is out there. I'm so happy with it. Oh yeah, that thumbnail. Do you want to explain what that thumbnail was about with the trailer?
Oh, that, yeah. What is it? What does it say again? It says
the time is now.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was kind of my idea.
It's called Creepy Baby Louie, which we've named him. He's Baby Louie, which is the baby that fell out. Bit spoiled. I just realised I spoiled season. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, which was the baby that fell out from the sky in the opening of episode 1. We called him Baby Louie.
Of course. He's been in our lives for some time now.
Since that day when we filmed that, in all honesty.
He wasn't
that was literally no, yeah, he was.
No, I mean physically.
Oh, yeah, no, we didn't draw a ginger beard on him yet, no.
We eventually drew a ginger beard on him, but at this point he was beardless.
He had to grow into it. I
don't honestly know how the entire thing kind of came about.
The thumbnail?
I think it was literally
You just said do it.
I just said to do it, and I think it was because we've been watching, Payback. And there was like
the House of Horrors match.
House of Horrors match.
Yeah, we did
this. Babies in the ceiling. I was just like, just do a picture of a creepy baby and be like the time.
We discussed House of. Yes, we did. We discussed.
We
Payback,
discussed it a few podcasts ago.
2 podcasts ago, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd been playing Resident Evil 7 as well, which obviously. Yeah.
Which is a fun game to watch.
Yes. So it was kind of like, to watch. For you at least. So yeah, it was kind of just the thing of like, I was like, you know what, it's already a weird show, just make the thumbnail creepy.
Yeah.
Just be very misleading.
Yeah, we should open up House of Horrors, but for like a VHS Pirates House of Horrors.
That would be very interesting, just Hobo Joe running around.
He's not in VHS Pirates.
He's not, but he's in...
Yet.
I assume they're all set in the same universe.
I don't know, maybe. That hasn't been official. I haven't thought of a tie-in at all for that.
Yeah, it's not
quite
canon yet.
It's not quite as solidified as Tarantino's universe, where names are dropped. It's not quite the View Askew universe or the Tarantino verse.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, that's that. Let's move on to video game discussion, Sophie.
Okie dokie.
This video game discussions, it was kind of a show and tell thing, this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, we kind of did that with movies for a while, and then we moved on to games instead.
Yeah, we're going to go, recently we've kind of like well, I'll say myself, I've kind of gotten back into video gaming after some time.
I never stopped being into video games.
No. I kind of stopped after a while. I was like, I'll play the Telltale games and anything like Heavy Rain or something like that. Like Until Dawn I played.
So QTE or choice-based games.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just play those. I'm not in the mood for anything else. And then it got to one point where we both weren't feeling too well, so I was like, I want to play Sleeping Dogs for no reason other than to play Sleeping Dogs.
Because why else would you play Sleeping Dogs?
And then that's when I was like, oh, I'm back in the video gaming again. And even more so the fact that we recently also brought back down the PS3. It was in my bedroom, then we brought it down back to my entertainment room.
We kind of took it up there when we were ill as a DVD player, and then
it never got you.
there.
Yeah, and I was like, I still got games I want to play, but I don't want to go upstairs on my tiny TV to play them. So then I brought it down, and then within that, and also we've also started. If you follow us on Instagram, you also will see we start banging out the PS2, which we might start discussing stuff about that.
A little bit of SingStar the other night.
In future podcasts we might do. But anyway, brought down the PS3, which resulted in me playing Catherine. Which, spoilers for Catherine, by the way.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about spoilers. I remember in 2011 when this game came out, and I just heard about Catherine. I saw it was an anime game, and I saw the cover, which had a blonde anime character with very revealing outfits.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember from it. I remember hearing it's a puzzle game, and it's also a horror game, and it's also really weird. That's all I remember. That's all I heard from it. And then I remember that there's a transgender in it because of what you and Will discussed in a previous podcast.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from Catherine. And because we've kind of like sussed out like what we're good at in terms of video game. Like give me combat, I'm fine with.
Like basic melee.
Melee, I'm amazing at. That's why I can get through Sleeping Dogs, because most of it's melee, and I'm good with that stuff.
You should just button mash if you get stuck.
No, not really with that. You need counter.
If you get stuck.
You counter and stuff. That's why I also like the Arkham games.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get into Arkham Knight that much when I did try and play it for a little while.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the blinking bat tank. And that's why I'm not great with other games which involve shooting, because I'm like, just can we just have a fist fight? That's just my thing.
Why did you bring a knife to a fist fight?
A knife, yeah. And then
a gun to a fist fight.
We solidified that, as well as I'm good with puzzles. I'm not good with them. I'm not amazing at puzzles.
You're like.
But I'm comfortable playing puzzle games. I'll put it that way, because Portal's one of my favourite games, and I love like old puzzly things and stuff like that. Like whenever I see the puzzle, like when you played Resident Evil 7, and whenever you did puzzly things, I'm like, that's awesome. And then,
like the stuff to open the doors and things like that.
Yeah, and then stuff like that. But then the rest of it, I'm like, I'll be rubbish at everything else. Like everything else in that game.
Yeah, you're not very good with stealth.
I'm not good at stealth. I'm not great at shooting. Sorry there, I just punched your foot.
It's fine.
But yeah, so because you brought up Catherine, I'm like, I'm fine with quick time events. I'm fine with melee. I'm fine with choices. And I'm fine with puzzles. And you were like, okay then, well, Catherine's choice and puzzles.
Yeah.
So just go for it. I'm like, okay then. And my basic thoughts are, okay, the premise of Catherine.
Ooh, my ear popped there. I've got a big ringing in my ear.
You explain the premise, because you kind of introduced me to Catherine. You're like, give this a go, Oscar.
Basically.
So you tell, and I'll do the other game when we get to that.
You play as a guy called Vincent Brooks who's pretty unhappy with his life.
Yeah.
But he's not unhappy as such.
He's just kind of in a lull.
He's in a lull. He's comfortable, and he kind of is scared to get out of his comfort zone. And his girlfriend Catherine with a K,
which is important.
Like realizes that like they're in their 30s and time's moving on.
Yeah, they're like 32. Yeah.
Been together a while, and she kind of maybe wants to take things to the next step, and he's kind of undecided. He's just a bit like, I don't know what I want to do.
He's clearly he's clearly younger for his age in a way.
Yeah.
He's like,
Which is pretty, no offence, is pretty common for the most part, I think.
Well, it is, because especially if you're early 30s, it's like
Yeah.
you're not quite ready to let go of your 20s in a way, so you're like,
Yeah. So,
you kind of have to start accepting growing up.
yeah, it's
I'm
like,
saying
oh,
that just as an observer. I'm a 21-year-old going on 22, so I have not experienced that at all yet.
But you can probably imagine.
I can imagine it.
So, so he's kind of struggling with that, and on top of this, he keeps having these nightmares where he's just...
He's a sheep.
He's a sheep. Well, he doesn't see himself as a sheep. He's a human with sheep horns, and he's climbing up this big tower with other
cubes and stuff. Yeah.
And he's kind of sitting in the bar one night, kind of thinking about where his life's going
with his
friends, and a girl appears in the bar, and he ends up going home with her, or so he thinks anyway.
Unrealising. Well, he got drunk and he
got very drunk and ended up in bed with her, and turns out he's cheated, and he's kind of got 2 girlfriends on the go at this point.
Because she outright says to him, "I'm not a one and done thing. I'm here for the long run." And he's like,
And then Catherine with a K might be pregnant.
Because and this girl's Catherine again, but with a C.
Yeah, there's 2 Catherines.
And Catherine with a K, who's his girlfriend, is his real girlfriend. And his one that isn't accidental, I'll say it that, is probably pregnant. And yeah.
He's got himself into a pretty awkward mess, basically.
Yes. Who's voiced by Troy Baker, who...
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's voiced by Troy Baker.
Of course he is. Well, the English version, because this is a Japanese game. So it's got...
The English dub's Troy Baker.
Troy Baker, many other anime voice actors.
Yuri Lowenthal's in there, Travis Willingham, they're pretty common throughout anime.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Is this the one who was in Batman? The Telltale one? Or did you just say her name? I don't know.
Yes, Laura...
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
But
That's her name, Phil. It escapes me, but...
Yeah.
She was Catwoman in the Batman Telltale game.
Excellent game, just to say that as well. And very replayable. Speaking of very replayable, so is Catherine, in all honesty.
Yeah, I've played Catherine a few times in that one.
And not only because there's like kind of a multiple choice in terms of how to end it. Even if you play it the exact same way, it's kind of replayable to me in the same way that Louis rewatchable.
Yeah, you know what to expect.
It's relatively chilled, in my opinion, even though when you get to the nightmare scenes, it can be a bit hectic.
Yeah.
And very anime.
Yeah,
very anime.
I think there were a few times I had to take over the controls.
But that's me with puzzle games. I can do them, but it's one of these things where I get really frustrated because I know I can do them, but there's just this one thing where I'm like, how? How? And
how does this even?
And then I just keep getting sick of seeing love is over. And I was
love is over.
And I'm like,
yeah, because when you die, your end screen isn't like you died or game over.
You died or game over or wasted. It's
love is over.
It's like all like just the concept of love is dead. No one can love anymore.
Yeah, because you died.
Yeah, because it got to one point where I legitimately kept getting frustrated. And you went, "Should I take over?" I was like, "No, just let me have one more go." And then I lost like seconds later. I was like, "Here, take it. Love is over. Just take it." And it gets moments like that, which is, but I don't like this. This game is like very, I don't know. It's very chilled, but again, it's very.
I think the bits in between, it's got the right level because some of the scenes are quite hectic, and then some.
Which is the puzzle bits, the nightmare scenes.
But the scenes in between those are
where
chilled.
Where you're being chilled.
Where you with your friends?
You're in the bar. Like basically the only
Danny in the club.
Basically the only playable bits within this game are the nightmare scenes and when you're in the bar. Because there's other locations like Vincent's apartment and the sushi place where mainly you're with Orlando.
Yeah, that's your friend.
Who's, your other friend. And the cafe where you're with Catherine with a K.
Yeah.
And basically the choices, the game gets affected in terms of choice-wise, is when you're in the bar and who you choose to talk to, and when you get texts on your phone and if you choose to answer them, and how you answer them, because you can just ignore all of them, Like, I mean, I tried to ignore Catherine with a C for a while, and it got to the point where I was like, okay, clearly that's not working. Maybe I should try to be like, oi, get lost type of thing.
Yeah.
Because basically my whole perception of this thing was like, yeah, I don't want to be with Catherine with a C, because it's like, first of all, you're like 10 years younger than me, and clearly you want to live, and I'm trying, and how I was playing the game was like, I'm trying to somewhat settle down. Like, in my mindset in the game, like, I'm trying, like, the fact that my girlfriend is pregnant as well, I'm like, yeah, I didn't even mean for this bit to happen. Yeah. And then this is also happening. And also because, well, Catherine with a K is just more my type of person anyway.
Yeah.
Just generally. Because at first, when she was started, I was like, Catherine with a K, I was like, I might just say K and C. I might just say that. Because K, I was like, oh, is she just going to be bitchy? Is she just going to be whiny? But there's moments in time where you're at the bar and then she goes like, "Are you drinking? Because if you're gonna be a dad and then if you answer reasonably, like sorry and I just got lost track of time." She doesn't go like, "Ugh." She's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I snapped. I got a bit carried away there." Like she also
she's like, "I'm just worried about you. That's all."
Yeah, she's not being like, "Well, just make sure you don't do this too often" or anything like that. She's actually reasonable. Where Catherine with a C is essentially just a little girl. Basically, she's basically like, "Can we just sleep together, Vincent?
Can we watch the cinema?"
Yeah.
We can watch a movie at the cinema. Can I just park them outside and stare at the cinema?
Look how cinema it is. But what's some of my favourite? I mean, I just love I love how anime it is, which is partly which is kind of like for me how part of kind of the calmness about it, because I kind of associate anime things with just childhood.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch Cartoon Network a lot as a child, which would have shows such as Dragon Ball Z and oh my god, not anime but Samurai Jack and Shaolin Showdown, just Asian stuff, like Japanese, China, just Asian culture just as generally being
Eastern themed
and stuff. It's for the most part it's been that's quite of a common thing to me, just generally, because I can't associate that either with being a child and just having fun, or just like, oh no, I wouldn't say I'm an anime fan, because I don't binge anime. I couldn't name many animes I've seen, but certain things I like, and I mean this and this is kind of like it, this kind of jazzy, kind of just chill thing.
I absolutely love the soundtrack to this game.
It's great. I love the bar setting and stuff like that. Because I said, it was I just want a show of this, of just the characters. Not necessarily the whole demon nightmare thing. I just want a show with Vincent, Orlando, Johnny, Toby, and Erica, and Catherine with a K. I just want that. Just because they're natural characters, but they're also just cartoony as well.
Yeah.
Which is just they're very different types of people, but they're believable in the fact of all these are friends.
It's like a relatable scenario if you take out all the supernatural spooky stuff.
That's what I mean, yeah. And and all the supernatural stuff is fun. That's kind of the core bit of the game.
Yeah.
To make it a quote unquote video game. Video game. Apart from being an interactive series thing or whatever like that.
Interactive vidges.
And no, it's a very enjoyable thing. It's quite addictive, I would say that. I remember
you have to just play it and play it and play it until you finish it, really. Yeah. It's not something you can do and then knock off and go back to. You kind of just have to
when I finished playing, I was like, oh, it's not about that.
I think you kind of played it over the course of maybe 2 or 3 days.
You helped a lot with the puzzles. It got to a point where I was like, can you just sort the puzzles out, please?
It was when it was getting towards the end, because it was 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I was like, could you just finish it? Because it's because you're you're very close to the end. I'm but I'm just stuck at all these puzzles. Because it gets to the point where it's it's a faff on anyway, but then it gets to the point where it's you got this giant thing chasing you as well. It's I'm really not in the mood at 3 a.m.
Most of the bits you were pretty much struggling. That was the thing where you were getting chased. Everything else, the regular puzzles, you were fine.
Oh yeah, I can do alright with them. I get frustrated, but it's how, but then but yeah, but my ending, what I got the very good ending as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, you got the best ending for Catherine with a K.
Where I married Catherine with a K. Yay! And then that's also the ending where you find out Erica is a transgender, which I do like that little touch type of thing. And Toby's like, I want my V card back. And then, which again, they all these are just fun characters, and they're all like, it was that end scene where I saw like it all animated like an anime,
Yeah.
and I saw them all interacting. I was like, I just want a whole show about them.
Yeah.
I want, but I don't want everything to happen. It's like I said to you, it's like I pitched like a thing like, just imagine
Like
Catherine,
Friends, but anime.
but Louis,
Yeah.
like Louis, but with other people other than one guy.
Yeah.
Just like I would love an episode of just like an episode of Vincent waking up, talking to Catherine, meeting Orlando at the sushi bar, and then going to the bar to meet the rest, and that's an episode.
There's the fun parts as well in between where they're at work. And they're just chatting in the toilets.
Oh yeah, that is another scene, yeah. The humour's amazing. I forgot like specific things where it's like, Vince's like, I can't believe that happened. And Orlando's like, what, that? He's like, no!
He's like, you take the dump, dude, settle down.
Oh yeah, it's like,
no!
it's like, I can't, this is impossible. What's happening? It's like, dude, you just, no, it was like, where's it gone? It's like, are you out toilet roll there, Vincent? I'll get you some. It has to be here! It has to be here! It's like, Vincent, calm down, I'm passing you over now. Where's it gone? It's like, Vincent, it's right, I've got toilet roll right here, you don't need a faff on anymore. He's like, no, not that! The messages, they're gone. He's like, even the pic. And he's like, because Catherine with a C sends you nudie pics. Well, not even nudie
Not
pics.
for nudie, she's like dressed up as a nurse.
Yeah, they're really like, it's like in real, like.
Lingerie, semi-nude.
Yeah, it's like when you actually look at them, like. I remember when I saw them, I wasn't like, I was like, that seems like way too much effort just to like.
Yeah, there's like parts where she's like got a full-on outfit on in this specific room with like props and
position as well. Like she's in like a and I don't mean a sexual position. I mean she's like in a certain pose. I'm like, do you ever put the timer on a phone or something like that? I'm like, I just saw it, and then how most people playing that would have probably been like, oh. I was just like, that just looks really uncomfortable.
I think I said, I was like, oh god, the amount of effort.
Yeah, but it's like that happens, and then like, and Vincent's like, because there's a moment where it's revealed like Catherine with a C is fake, like it's a thing.
She's a succubus.
She's a succubus, which are like awesome like creature like lore things. I just really like. That's one of the best parts of VHS. I think is like that scene. I think it is.
Yeah.
Which is the first bit.
It's the first movie.
It's the first bit in VHS. But I just remember like and then just like because then Catherine with C is like gone in his contacts, and he's like, they're all gone. The messages are gone, and then Orlando's like, what? Even that pic? And he's like, yeah, even the pic. And then Orlando's like, god damn, I didn't even get to see it. And then Vincent's like just having like a panic attack, basically, like I just
toilet cubicle.
Yeah, just like I broke up. My girlfriend broke up with me because I was cheating on no one. And then Orlando's like, I didn't see your sexy picture. Damn it. And it's like, oh, I love that. I just love the characters. They're amazing, which is why I mean, if you listen to this, you've just got Catherine spoiled for you. But I highly recommend Catherine. Even if you spend so long, my only negatives that I didn't enjoy that much is when you have to talk to the sheep in between puzzles.
Yeah.
Those are the one bits where I'm like, skip these.
Well, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't want them to die.
But I don't want them to die, but it's one of these things where it just feels kind of repetitive at points. And I'm like, okay. It's like you go up, it's like, here's a technique, and then you go to different shoops. You go to different sheep, and some sheep are like, I'm gonna die, yeah! And then you get some of them like, yeah, and then it's just crazy. Then you get a demon sheep who's like, I've killed everyone! It's like, oh god. And then you get some sheep who are like, I don't want to be a bad person. Then you have to try and be nice. To me, it's kind of repetitive, and it's the one bits which I'm not a big fan of. Because it just gets a bit repetitive. Some points I'm like,
It's like having a chat in a prison.
Yeah, it's like, for God's sake. But yeah, no, it's a very enjoyable thing. I like it a lot. I wish the company would release more games like that, because this is the same company that released the Persona games.
I think the one thing that makes me laugh is like at the beginning when you like, it's obviously like a thing, it's like something to do with the company. But before you start playing the game and you're just in the bar and the woman with the huge afro just flings her legs around.
Yeah.
Like, hello and welcome to the Golden Theatre.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, okay. This is.
And she talks like Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls.
Yeah, I even love the menu screen where you see Vincent tied to a bed with Catherine with a case sat on it, and you just see Vincent go, Catherine! I don't know why.
Blocks and she sat on top of the block. Like,
yeah.
And it's literally like the game on somebody just turns around and goes, Catherine!
It's like, just in case if you didn't know which game you were playing.
Yeah.
And also, I love Vincent's shirt where it just has rave with a love heart.
Yeah.
On it.
And he wears the same one every day.
It's great. It's amazing.
For a week.
For a week. Vincent is a great... He's probably one of my favourite video game characters, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Just generally, because it's like, I don't know. The way I played him is definitely one of my favourite characters. I'll put it that way, because they can be... Yeah.
I can think of another thing that really irritated you when we were playing this.
What?
The point where you have to keep waiting for Catherine to catch up with you on that one puzzle.
Oh, yeah, I was like, Catherine!
Like, on most of the puzzles, you kind of just play as Vincent, but on just one puzzle, Catherine with a K is in the puzzle with you, and you have to keep waiting for her to catch up, and if you leave her behind, she just dies.
Yeah,
and then love is over.
Then love is over. Definitely at that point, yeah. Which is kind of why I'm cautious with the eco, because apparently it's a lot like that in a way, from my understanding. It's like,
love is over?
Not love is over, where you can't, like, when you eventually find this girl type of thing, where you have to kind of, like, lead her and stuff.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I've seen people play.
Yeah, I'll eventually play that, but yeah. And Shadow of the Colossus. But, yeah,
Vincent's your favourite. One of your favourite video games.
He's one of my favourite video game characters. Catherine's very enjoyable overall. It's probably one of my favourite video games, but it's not one of these things where... Keep in mind, when I say one of my favourite video games, I'm very unconventional when it comes to favourite video games of mine. My top two, my favourite game is Heavy Rain. Like, of all time, it's Heavy Rain, which is very unconventional. And my second favourite video game is The Telltale Walking Dead. So just keep that in mind. And the only reason why I like Arkham City so much is because it's a Batman game. So that's just keep that in mind. Where
you're not a true gamer girl.
I'm not a massive gamer girl. No, I'm not like, because I guarantee you, Heavy Rain is not on most people's top 10s or anything.
I can't really see why.
Yeah, because
it's not really, because it's QTEs and lots of people find that annoying.
Yeah. That's probably why. So, when I say Catherine's one of my favourite video games, that doesn't mean it might be yours. I'm just saying that. Even for people who like stuff like QTs and stuff, even this, like Heavy Rain and Telltale, even this might be, to some of them, this might be like, this is just too weird for me, I just can't do it. It's definitely probably not for everyone, but I enjoy it because the atmosphere is awesome.
Yeah.
But, leading on, we still had the PS3 out. Well, we still got it out.
Yeah.
And
get your PS3 out.
And get your PS2 out. Wait. Don't know what I was doing there. But anyway.
Get jiggy with it.
For a while I wanted you to play Journey.
Yep.
Which is a PS3 exclusive.
I didn't realise.
Yes, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah, it's not. For a while it was only downloadable.
I honestly thought it would have been on Steam.
No. No, because of the device where there's a bit where you need it, like, because they introduced the concept of motion controller.
Oh, right.
And that's only a PlayStation thing. I don't know if the Xbox One has that now, but I don't know.
I don't think it does.
So it's only a PlayStation thing. Because Flower, the game that they released before Journey, the only way you can actually control the pedals is just by moving the controller.
Ah, right, yeah.
So they kind of introduced that where it's like, you can move the camera by doing this, but you can also just use the right joystick.
Yeah.
But Journey, I finally got you to play this, and even though it's also on PS4, I wanted you to play it online. Yeah. Because, specifically, there's a reason why I wanted you to play it online. And I don't have online on PS4. And it's one of my all-time favourite games, and I got Will to play it, and I wanted you to play it.
Yeah.
And it was your first time playing it, of course, and I'll just
give a brief summary.
I'll say what Journey's about for people who are unaware, and then you can just go through Journey this time, since I went through Catherine and your experience with Journey. Journey is unlike Catherine, is very simple in premise.
But is it?
It is, kind of. For setup, yes it is. And again, we'll discuss spoilers for Journey. And Journey is basically a game where you play this little... Well, it might not be little, just human size. This cloaked person. Being, because...
You fly.
Species... You don't fly, yeah. The scarf out. Anyway. Species unconfirmed, as well as gender unconfirmed. This being, who is in like a sandy... You kind of wake up, I guess.
In the desert.
In like this desert. And then you find little monuments. And you do these little puzzles and stuff. And you discover things. And if you're playing it online, which is a really neat feature, you can meet up with other people who are playing it somewhere else in the world.
You don't know where or who.
You don't know where or who. Because you don't have someone in the microphone being like, I totally shot you, you gay boy, or something like that. I totally had sexual interactions with your mother, or something like that. You don't have any of that. You just, because there's no mic, there's no typing. You communicate with this little blip, this little symbol that you have, where you go bing, 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 where you make a little music together if you want to. And that's the online perspective of it. And you're playing the game with this person as well, which is optional. Sometimes you can be with someone through the entirety of the game. Sometimes you can lose someone and then gain someone back, or just lose someone completely and you're gone, or whatever like that. And yeah, that's Journey really. And the premise is, and you learn different things, like why things are kind of like in ruins, and like all sorts of, you learn some backstory and lore to the world. So Sophie, talk about your experience with Journey then.
Well, I didn't really know what it was. You were kind of just saying play it, and I was sat one night doing nothing, so I was like, go on then, I'll play it.
Because it's an hour and a half as well, the game. It's a short game. You can play it in one sitting.
So I wasn't sure, at the time I didn't know this, I thought it was going to be something quite long, and
because it's Journey, so you expect that, yeah.
And I started to play it, and it was very deserty at the start, and I was kind of like, is it just going to be this continuously?
Just a desert.
And there was no, like, real objective as such, you're just kind of walking.
Yeah, there's not really any text at all, you just see something, you're like, I'll follow that.
And it looked very pretty, but
it's one of the most visually impressive games I've ever played, personally.
But I didn't really get it at first. Yeah. Like, it took me a while to kind of get into it and get used to it, because I was kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah, you were having a laugh with some things. It's like, look at my magical scarves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was kind of just mucking about.
When I was like trying to say, right, that helps you do this, and this is like kind of a monument and stuff, and you're like, look, I'm flying, Oscar! And I'm like, oh, well.
So yeah, I was flying Oscar. And then, as I kind of got more into it, it just got really, really more and more visually beautiful as it went on.
Definitely.
And I did get a little buddy.
Yep, you got a pal early on in the game, yeah.
We helped each other out a lot. We were the best of buds. And then I kind of mucked up and...
You fell.
I fell. And then I couldn't get back up. It glitched a little bit and wouldn't let me climb the...
It didn't glitch, you just...
It did a little bit because I kind of kept going through the thing.
Right, okay.
And then I kind of backed out of it a bit and went back in, and then it worked.
Okay.
And I kind of like fly up the seaweed, but just wasn't having it.
Seaweed, it was scarves. It was just
more...
was
it scarves? Yeah. It looked like seaweed. And then by the time I got to the top of the scarves, they'd gone.
Which you were honestly devastated about.
I was absolutely gutted.
You legitimately were like, no. You were like, I'm on my own now.
I wanted my friend back.
You were genuinely...
And then, like, the big dragon things kind of popped up, which reminded me of Atlantis a bit.
Yeah.
Like the Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where they fly all the things around and all this stuff. That entire section, I think, really reminded me of Atlantis. The bit where it seems as though you're, like... The bit where you're not quite underwater, but it seems as though you are.
Yeah. No, you are, I think. The bit where, like, the water starts rising.
No, prior to that, the bit where the dragons...
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it looks kind of like
it's
a
all
burial
blue.
Sea thing.
Yeah, it's all, like, blue tinted.
Mm-hmm. Which I forgot about, because all I remember about the game was like, oh, yeah, it's just really deserty. I was like, oh, no, there's blues, and then there's whites when you get to the snowy thing.
Yeah.
There's no greens, there's no greenery, which I...
There is... to a point.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So yeah, that reminded me of Atlantis. That was pretty cool. And then moved through it, and I kept hearing like other people in the distance.
You kept seeing little lights going.
Little lights here and there, and then just carried on through the game. Still didn't really know where I was going, but just carried on.
You knew you were going to a mountain.
I knew I was going to a mountain, and that was about it. So I was like, God, this is a long way. It's quicker to go to Mordor. And then
you learn bits and pieces about
you get little bits of backstory.
The law by giant god thing.
I kind of got that. I kind of still haven't made.
I still don't quite understand that. I played that, and I played the game a lot. So
yeah, I might have to do a bit of research on that one, I think. And then eventually I had started to get towards the mountain, and it started to get very snowy and very, very windy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started to get very, very depressing for me.
It did.
Because I was kind of like walking through the snow, and I was like trying to say something, and I was just like getting quieter and quieter, and I just couldn't say anything. And I was like blipping, and then eventually I just kind of fell.
Yeah.
On the ground and died.
Didn't die.
I thought that's how I interpreted it. I thought he died.
Yeah.
And then like I flew up into heaven or something.
You went to the mountain? You got to the mountain?
I got to the mountain.
Yeah.
Or is that how you interpreted it?
No, you go to the mountain, you're at the mountain.
Oh, right.
And then you walk into the light where the mountain, like that's what the mountain is.
So the mountain's like heaven then?
It could be interpreted like he's maybe just going to die, I don't know, maybe.
I thought it was like reincarnation, that's how I interpreted it.
It very well might be. I don't know.
I thought it was like a thing of like he was on this journey, because you pass all the graves.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like people, like so many people have done it before you.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like you kind of go up to heaven and then you're reincarnated.
Yeah, no, yeah, you are.
Because then you're right back at the start of the journey.
Because then you click start new journey, and then kind of because how the game begins, and you go, and it's almost like, oh, back to this again type of thing, yeah.
So I kind of took it. I've kind of read it, and it's an Eastern game, isn't it?
No.
Oh, is it not? I thought it was Japanese.
No, that game company I believe is American, but it's made to be.
Oh, is it meant to be?
It's meant to be Eastern-y type of thing,
yeah.
like all like kind of like inspired by Asian, like Chinese, like ancient China.
Yeah.
I believe like the whole like law, like kind of like a Buddhist thing
That's
about it.
That's
yeah.
I was looking at it really.
Yeah, that's
it's
so.
Like he kind of reached his.
So it very well might. It wouldn't put it past me that that's what that game means. It's a whole thing about a journey to reincarnation
And like enlightenment and stuff.
Yeah.
Either way, and then I just could not stop crying.
You were in tears. I turned around, you were just bawling. I was like, oh no.
I was like, I can't believe he's died.
I was like, well, he's fine. Again.
And I just got really sad. And the music was really emotional as well.
It's an amazing soundtrack.
It's just very visually beautiful, and the soundtrack's beautiful. Everything about it, I can't really fault anything, to be honest.
No, it's a really good game. It's one of my, again, that's another one of my all-time favourite games, because I played it a lot, because it's short enough to play, which I like, but there's also a lot of meaning behind it, without without any words being said. It's the perfect example of visual storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect thing. I know of some people who have used this game to prove to people that video games are not all guns blazing.
Yeah.
And it's proven to people that have been like, look, this is what video games can be. It can be interactive storytelling. And I've been it's rated U. I'm looking at the game coming now. It's got a U rating, which is a G equivalent to the rating system in America. So it's almost like a Pixar game in the sense of like,
it kind of has that feel
it's
about
universal.
it,
yeah.
It has it's nothing like Up.
No.
It kind of has the same sort of feel.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's got the same. I mean, because I very well have like considered getting my mum to play it.
I think if you were going to introduce your mother to video games, that would be the one to do it with.
Yeah, not even in the sense of thing like getting the video games with my mum, just to be like, hey, I think you might enjoy this. It's not long at all, and it's easy enough. It's absolutely easy because it's like you jump with X and then you do the blip thing with circle or square. And that's it really.
I can't remember the controls.
It's square,
to be fair,
I think.
I played it once, so it's...
and then you move with the joy. That's it. There's no triggers or anything. There's no menus or anything like that. Simple enough. I'm currently playing Abzu, which isn't by that game company. It's from the same art director.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
And it's the same composer.
Again, you can definitely tell.
And I'm not quite... I mean, I'm going to finish it, but I'm not quite into it yet. It's weird. Like, I'm playing it and I'm like, I don't feel the need to binge through this.
Yeah, it's just something you can kind of go to and come back to. And...
I don't know. I think it's a bit more difficult to find where you go in because you're in underwater, so you're swimming like in all directions.
Yeah. Where
Journey, you're like, right, I need to do this.
You kind of have a rough idea where you're walking. It kind of looks like you're lost. Like, you kind of look like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you have... If you can see the mountain, you know you're going the right way.
For the most part, it's one of these things where it's like, with Journey, it's like, well, if I get lost, it's like, you won't.
Yeah.
They just go to places where you think you'll figure out eventually.
Either look for people blipping or look where the mountain is.
For the most, because I know that's what you did eventually. You're like, I'll just follow him. He knows where he's going. Or they, she, they. They know where they're going. So it's like, and then, or like, you can just go to a place where like, this looks interesting, and then it might do something, and then if it doesn't, then you're like, that clearly doesn't do anything, so then you just, again, it's simple enough to do, Journey's great. I also compare it to like the same emotions I get with it. I get the same emotions with Hero.
Yeah.
Which is one of my all-time favourite films, which is another thing you need to see as well.
I do.
From the same director as House of Flying Daggers, so it's basically the same gist as that, but a bit more epic feeling.
I love that film.
House of Flying Daggers is great. Hero's better in my eyes. But I'm not even saying that in the sense like to overhype it, that's just me simply saying like to me, Hero.
That's your opinion.
Hero's just another league for me.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, we got plenty to talk about with wrestling now. We got 4 topics. Some of them old, but still stuff to talk about. This one I know is going to be the one we're talking about the most.
Yeah.
NXT TakeOver Chicago. I think it happened last week. It would have done. Last week, NXT had their special.
And Smash My Dreams.
We'll get to that. In TakeOver Chicago. And then that was Saturday. And then Backlash was Sunday, which was a very odd movement in terms of have a takeover before Backlash. I have a feeling that's just because they were in Chicago, and Chicago is a big, like, it's a prestigious place to have something, so that's probably why they thought, like, get NXT over there.
Chicago.
But we're going to be talking about NXT TakeOver Chicago, and it's safe to say, and with this, I'm looking at the result, like, the matches, it's safe to say we can talk about all these matches and have something to say about them all.
Oh, definitely.
For the most part.
At least for NXT.
This is what I'm on about, NXT, yeah. Backlash, no. And we will discuss Backlash. But TakeOver Chicago. The opening match was Roderick Strong versus Eric Young, who was accompanied by Sanity. Not too much to necessarily say about this match. Roderick Strong won, which was a surprise to me.
I assumed Sanity were going to interfere.
It's nice to see Roderick Strong win because they were kind of building him up with this, like, behind the life of Roderick Strong. And it's nice to see they're building Roderick Strong because he was an indie darling. In case you're not aware, he was like one of the big guys in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And he's a well-rounded, like, renowned independent wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's why it was kind of a big thing when he came to NXT, but since his arrival in NXT, it was kind of... They didn't do anything really with him, so it's kind of good they're doing something with him.
Yeah.
And I think it was this match where there was a really cool move I think Roderick Strong did where he, like, kind of...
It was this match, I know what you're going to say.
I can't remember what exactly happened.
I think he kind of went to
He kind of suplexed him.
And then dropped him on his knee.
Roderick Strong went to suplex Eric Young, released Eric Young while he was flipping, and then he did a backbreaker on Eric Young, which I'm like, that was great.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was something like that, and I was like, that was insane.
He flipped from one move into another.
Which I love when wrestlers do that, because it's like a thing like, oh wow, you just did one, you started doing one thing, then you did a completely other thing. Which was great. And then the second match of the night, which unbelievable that this was the second match. Tyler Bate defended his United Kingdom Championship against Pete Dunne in arguably match of the night.
Oh god, yes.
And arguably match of the year for WWE. in complete honesty.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that, I don't think.
To me, for a while, it was their first match of the UK title tournament. I was like,
Yeah.
this was great. This was better. So, and Pete Dunne won, which
Pete Dunne won.
which I was kind of sad about, but not, because I do like Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
I love Tyler Bate. Like, he's one of my favourites.
They're
like,
both really good in their own way, in very different ways.
They are, and yeah, and but it's cool to see Pete Dunne win. It's kind of understandable why as well. They just to build a top heel.
Though, didn't they, for a little while prior?
Yeah, and it gets to the point where it's like, well, who else could have taken the title off Tyler Bate?
Yeah, well, we had the match against Trent Seven.
Then he had a match against Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, which was fun. I enjoyed that.
Which, for ages, it's like, oh, how cool would it be Tyler Bate versus Jack Gallagher? Because they're basically one and the same in the sense of how their style is. And then it's like, well, Pete Dunne, of course. But, oh my God, what a match. Like, there were honestly just moments where, like, I can just say moments within this match that is like, well, that was an outstanding moment. There's a moment where Pete Dunne did a move, looked like he was going to go for a suplex, but then released Tyler Bate to do a sit-down powerbomb.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay then. Which just looked like a really cool impactful move.
Everything just looked like it hurt.
Yeah, Tyler Bate did 2 standing shooting star presses, which I said when I discussed the Progress Orlando show, I said there, I was like, that was just a really awesome surprise from Tyler Bate, him just doing a standing shooting star press. He did it once and he hit Pete Dunne, and this moment was awesome as well. He did it again, but then Pete Dunne reversed into a triangle hold, like Tyler Bate landed in a triangle hold from doing the shooting star press, which was like, okay, that was awesome. Tyler Bate dived out the ring once.
I'm totally misheard you there for a minute.
He dived. He dived. Randy. And then, I'm trying to think. Oh, and a moment which was a big moment for me. Tyler Bate went to the top rope, and I want to say this. For fans of AJ Styles, like, we've all been waiting for him to do a spiral tap in WWE. For people who do not know what spiral tap is, first of all, it's an awesome name for a move. And basically, it's a move where AJ Styles would be on the top rope, and he would go and do a front flip, but he would do a kind of like a corkscrew motion as he's doing the front flip.
It's almost like
like how Charlotte does the corkscrew moonsault, but forwards.
Yeah.
And it was one of the cooler moves AJ Styles ever did. And apparently AJ Styles has said like he's forgotten how to do it now, so that's why he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But Tyler Bate did it, which I did not expect that to happen at all. To Tyler Bate to do a corkscrew, to do a spiral tap, which was insane. And then eventually, Tyler Bate went a dive outside of the ring to land on Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate crashed and burned. Like, just hit the floor. Just nothing stopped him.
Yeah, he just kind of went...
Pete Dunne openly went, I'm going to step to my right and just let you face plant the floor. It wasn't quite a face plant.
He landed in a heap.
He didn't land safely, I'll put it that way. And then Pete Dunne did his move and then won the title. And the crowd was way into it. Oh yeah, one more spot that I do want to point out, which was a major highlight for me, was when they were just slugging at each other.
Yeah, they were just hitting each other repeatedly.
But it wasn't like a thing of like, right, you hit me, then I hit you, then you hit me, then I hit you. They just swung at the exact, like with both hands as well. It was just a straight fist fight at this point, which the crowd went insane for. And another insane spot was the aeroplane spin, where Tyler Bate looked like he was legitimately going to take off. Where Pete Dunne was just legs out and arms out, just starfishing basically.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Bate just went for just kept going. And the crowd stood up and cheered for that. There were UK chants, which even I don't get behind, but go for it.
No, not kind of as bad as when they chant USA and neither of the people who were chanting for are from the USA.
Yeah, i.e. when Jinder Mahal faced off against Cesaro and then everyone was going, USA, US. It's like, guys, it's the Swiss Superman. It's like the time when, like, Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit were tag teaming against two guys who were meant to be really French, and then the crowd decided to chant USA when there were two
Someone did it at Rusev once as well, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they would have done. But yeah, anyway, that happened. JR was commentating on this match, which was lovely.
Lovely.
It was lovely to hear JR's voice commentating on this thing. Amazing match. Match of the year candidate, definitely. I just wish they were going somewhere with the UK. Like, I don't mean like have a UK brand right now.
Yeah, I think that would be a bit much for the early days.
Like, I'm not necessarily saying, like, have specials if you want, but just have the UK guys, like, appear on... Have them as a regular part on NXT or the 205 Live shows. Or legitimately have storylines going on in shows like Progress, ICW, Rev Pro, OTT, Fight Club Pro. Just go, like, legit, like, let's have the UK title as, like, a legit, like, just a title that gets defended in every UK promotion type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, just have that. Like, just have Pete Dunne now just go from promotion to promotion. Like, just beating all the company's top baby faces. Like how Ric Flair in his heyday, when he was the NWA champion. Like what Ric Flair did, he went to different territories to defend the NWA championship, and he just beat all their top baby faces. Just now have Pete Dunne do that, but in the British scene. Like, have him go to, like... They won't do it, but have him go to WCPW and have him face Martin Kirby.
Yeah.
For the title. They won't, because they just don't like WCPW
don't like doing that.
for some reason. But yeah. Anyway, next match was a triple threat match for the Women's Championship, which was Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Nikki Cross. And I would like to say that I am a massive fan of Nikki Cross. This has kind of solidified it for me now, just generally, because it's like, oh, she's involved in everything.
Yeah, she has a bit. I can't remember the last time she wasn't like
relevant
mentioned or relevant.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Since this time last year, pretty much.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah.
Well, for me, because I saw her at Download.
Yeah, but she wasn't Nikki Cross at that
She was
point.
Nikki Starcross, I think.
Glenn Cross.
Glenn Cross, that was it.
Yeah. This was a good match. This was actually a pretty good match. I'm a fan of triple threat matches anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's almost a non-stop match. Because it's like
if one person's down, the other two.
Because when one person can have a rest, then other two can just have a match. Then another person can be like, right, I'll stay on the outside for a bit. Some of my favourite matches are triple threats. Yeah. And again, I don't mind Ruby Riott, but she just kind of came out of nowhere, didn't she?
Yeah, she kind of came out of nowhere, and they were kind of like her.
Yeah, kind of. I'm like, all right. I understand she was big on the indies, but I did know her. I believe she was known as Heidi Lovelace on the indies.
Don't think that would have gone down very well with WWE.
Yeah, that's why she's Ruby Riott now.
Close name.
Close name. And Asuka won, of course, with a kick which looks like she just murdered Ruby Riott. And then she pinned Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott at the same time. So now it's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, I think Asuka's a heel. I think
that's kind of the intention.
I don't know. I don't quite know.
Maybe not. I'm just thinking about the way they're kind of showing her outside of matches as well.
Yeah, she's kind of like just being a smug person. It's like, I'm still undefeated. No one can beat me. Nah. They're clearly preparing Ember Moon to take that title off her. Although it's going to be some time now because Ember Moon is legit injured.
I think it'll be the time she'll take it off is when Asuka's going to move on to the main roster. Roster.
Yeah. Next match, which I was surprised. I thought this was going to be the main event because it usually is. The NXT title match. Bobby Roode defended his title against Hideo Itami. And in my opinion, each man's best match on NXT.
Yeah.
Which...
I can't argue with that.
Really good match. Like, Bobby Roode sold his injuries like a mother. So much to the so where he would just scream.
And roll on the floor.
Yeah, like the amazingness like he would do. And because, oddly enough, Bobby Roode didn't have that many even though he had a long ongoing program with Shinsuke Nakamura, he didn't really have that great matches with him.
Yeah, they're just okay.
Surprisingly enough. And it would have to be this match with Hideo Itami, where both of them, because I mean Hideo Itami hasn't really had a chance to really show off in NXT. He's been in NXT for a while, but he's been injured for a lot of it as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to have him back. And yeah, it was a really good match, really well paced, I felt. It was just overall a pretty good one, I think, and nothing really amazing happened.
No, I just remember it being enjoyable.
Yeah, could you face the mic, please? At least, because you're barely on there. And but no, it was a very enjoyable one. Again, I was well more into it than any other Bobby Roode's matches, which is surprising because I love Shinsuke. I feel like Shinsuke's kind of holding back a lot since he's gone to WWE.
Yeah.
Which we will discuss.
You've seen more of his matches elsewhere than I have.
Yeah, which for a lot of people who haven't seen his New Japan matches, they might think he's a bit overrated, isn't he? But anyway, we'll get to that. But the main event was a ladder match where the Authors of Pain, aka the Massive Sons of Guns, being accompanied in the ring by Paul Ellering.
Roman Reigns' Angry Bros.
Giant Angry Brothers, yes. Defend their tag team titles against my favourite tag team in all of wrestling right now. Or right then. DIY, which is the team of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in a ladder match. Which was easily the second best match of the night.
Yeah, definitely.
Because of the best match was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, let's get real. And
can't argue at all with that.
No. As a pure match, it was better. But this ladder match... Well, going into it, because I heard that Tommaso Ciampa hurt his foot, like injured his foot, I was like, they might get a replacement. Because people were like saying, like, oh, they might get Scott Dawson to be his tag team partner because Dash Wilder's out with an injury.
Yeah, so it would have made sense.
It would have been like, oh, that would have been fun. And then also Daft Room was like, oh, imagine if they got Candice LeRae to be his tag team partner, who is... Candice LeRae is Johnny Gargano's IRL wife, and she's been known to do intergender... She's kind of like the pioneer for intergender matches on the indie scene, so it kind of would have made sense. It wouldn't have been allowed in WWE.
Of course.
But, no, Tommaso Ciampa was fine. Apparently, he actually is out with an injury now, though. Yeah. Like this match did aggravate it a bit more. Apparently, understandable, very understandable. The fact that
it went on forever.
It went on for 20 minutes. The match was a 20-minute long match, and there was a spot where they led the Authors of Pain out on ladders, and they both dived on them. Both of them overshot it, and it looked like they both would have face planted the floor. It was terrifying. I was like, "Oh my god!" It
looked kind of worse for Johnny.
Yeah, because at least Tommaso and the Author of Pain went through. Like the ladder broke, whereas Johnny just kind of skimmed the other Author of Pain, and they just fell on the floor.
Bounced the ladder.
Yeah, the ladder didn't break, so I was like, "Oh no, are they dead?" And then there was another cool spot where. I was great. There was a lot of really cool spots in this match. It's one of the better ladder matches in a while, I think.
The kick to the face.
I was going to say when like the Authors of Pain were down, then Paul Ellering walked into the ring, pulled Johnny Gargano down, and then he just super kicked Paul Ellering in the face.
That was hilarious.
And then it was just
Paul Ellering was just kind of rolling on the floor like, ah!
Just like, yeah! And then like one of the like Akam or Razor just like decided just to tackle Gargano. It was like, ah!
I'm like, Daddy.
No, he was like, Dad, no! And then, because Johnny Gargano had the biggest smirk on his face, like, I just kicked him in the face.
It was the point as well, though, the one I was thinking of was...
No, I was just about to get this, where the Authors of Pain were going to murder... It's safe to say they were going to attempt to murder Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
When Tommaso Ciampa was on his knees, they were going to smack the ladder in Tommaso Ciampa's face. A spot that we've seen before, where like they kind of like they're groggy on the floor and someone shoves the ladder in their face and they block it with like that, with their arms up, and they go, oh, and then we're all going to go like, oh my god, imagine if that hit their face, and then like, but in a really good character moment, Johnny Gargano ran, pushed Tommaso Ciampa out the way for Johnny Gargano to be in his place. And then Gargano was like, oh wait then, try it. And then they thought like, alright then, we'll murder you instead. And then they struck the ladder and Johnny Gargano, which knocked his chin. Just absolutely annihilated his chin and his head. And we were like, oh my god, that actually hit him in the face. That actually struck him in the face. And then I was saying to you, and then you kind of went like, I would not be surprised if there was just blood everywhere. I'm like,
because it literally looked like they knocked his teeth
out.
Or bust his nose. It was kind of right in the mouth.
It was like there, like it was something there. It was a brutal spot. Whenever they replayed it, I always winced. I was like, I can't look away, but oh my god, that's definitely a headache. That's definitely a headache. And then the Authors of Pain won. They retained. And then everyone was clapping, like, yay, DIY. And in all honesty, this looks like a moment that would make them go, right, you're going to the main roster now. I was like, they might do that, because what's left for DIY in NXT? My mind was literally like, what's left for DIY in NXT? I don't know, it would be awesome to have them on the main roster, win the tag team titles, do their thing, be best friends, because they're my favourite tag team. And it'd be amazing for them to do amazingly well and just be best friends forever. And then Tommaso Ciampa decided to break my heart and just decided to attack Johnny Gargano. And I'm almost going to cry thinking about it right now.
Aww.
It was absolutely devastating.
I was gutted, like I have to say. I was like, what are you doing? Stop.
No, I was like, Tommaso, no! You can be best friends and be all top on the main roster. You can be all happy. Just be happy together. Why are you doing it? And then because he like threw him in the not the Tron, like the stage, the screen. I was like, Tommaso, you could just say it was playful fun. Just stop now, and then it could be all fine. Then he kneed him in the face. I was like, okay, that might be a bit harder to forgive, but just pick him up and be like, oh look, should we just go and get some milkshakes or something, Johnny? I don't know. No, he just decided like throw him off the announce table.
Just knock 7 shades out of him, basically.
Yeah, and then but then there was just because it's like you can see him mouth. He went like because he went, this is not our moment. This is my moment, and then he just murdered Johnny Gargano, and you can see Johnny Gargano's look on his face, like, why? Like,
and then there was kind of a
like,
point
why did you do that?
There was a point where they were like putting him on a stretcher, and Tommaso Ciampa was just sat on this podium above him. I was like, is he going to dive on him? Is he going to snap the stretcher in half?
Is he going to Braun Strowman Johnny Gargano, basically? And then no, and what I find awesome, the fact that I'm going to say it now. It's one of the best heel turns in a while. It's the most invested I've been in a WWE storyline since I've gotten back into watching WWE. Yeah. It's without doubt the most. I haven't felt this much like that when I was younger. I was invested in everything because it was new, and I was like, oh my god, everything's amazing. But now, since I'm kind of like more educated, I'm like, okay, then I only got invested in Undertaker and Roman Reigns when the match was over and Undertaker was retiring. Because Undertaker's retiring, of course I'm getting invested in that. But it was unexpected. I legit, like, everyone's been saying, that day when they eventually break up DIY, I'm like, yeah, that'll happen, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, it was just, you just weren't expecting that to happen now. Like, you thought they'd probably drag it out for, like, maybe a few more months, or even like straight till established on the main roster.
Yeah, exactly. But no, and then and one thing I do have to say, the fact that they got a Chicago crowd, which is notoriously one of the more smarkiest crowds, it's like that, Philadelphia and New York, which are like, they basically cheer, they don't cheer, like, they basically just cheer indie guys, and they're like, for the most part, like, when Kevin Owens turned on Chris Jericho, there was a crowd, like, the crowd there, like, you got some people like, no, but then you also got some people going like, yay, because it's not a thing of like, yeah, we hate Chris Jericho, it's just a thing of like, yay, this will be a good storyline.
Yeah.
But the fact that they got a Chicago crowd, like, a Chicago crowd, which is really, really, like, strong, like, just, they're very in with their they're very passionate, like, hardcore wrestling fans. The fact they got a Chicago crowd to chant at Tommaso Ciampa, an indie darling, to chant at him, F you Ciampa.
Yeah.
And also, asshole. It's great. It's the fact that happened. You got a Chicago crowd to buy a new kayfabe, which is amazing. And I do want to say this. I have a theory. I don't think
I've heard this.
You have.
Have I?
I just find it's kind of coincidental. The fact that within the same show where Tommaso Ciampa turned on his best friend, and our best friends, broke up the friendship of the century, and they decided to break, like, when Tommaso Ciampa basically tore this team apart. What's the theme for NXT TakeOver Chicago? It's none other than Judas by Fozzy.
Oh, I think I remember this.
And if you listen to the lyrics, there's like because the lyrics of Judas is like, it's from the perspective of like a Judas type of person, where they're like, your innocence personified, and I will drag you down and sell you out, run away. And then it's basically a song saying like, I'm going to turn on you, ha 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 ha. And
with those laughs added in there.
Yeah. And that's basically what happened. I don't know if that's intentional, but it's a really awesome thing as well. And all I'm going to say is like, I can't wait for whatever to happen next with this. I'm invested. You're downright invested. I want an explanation from Tommaso Ciampa. Personally, Tommaso, if you're listening, message me.
Because he totally is.
Skype me. I need to talk to you. I need an apology. I need an explanation. And I can't wait to see Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano's now a superstar, is all I'm saying. Tommaso Ciampa's a massive heel now. He's a top heel now in NXT. And Johnny Gargano's a top babyface in NXT. Great job. Now we're moving on to Backlash. We're not going to discuss every match on this because there's really no need.
Yeah, there's not really a lot to talk about with some of them.
The opening match was Shinsuke Nakamura's debut against Dolph Ziggler. Fine match.
Wasn't a bad one. Nothing like massively exciting, but it wasn't a bad one.
Which I feel like Nakamura is holding back because he knows he can.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He just can be Nakamura. His music plays and he does his little flailing and he goes like, yow! And then like...
Everyone's really happy.
And then everyone's like, Nakamura! And then, like I am.
You little fangirl.
I'm going to be a right hipster. He was so much better in New Japan than he is in WWE. And that's just a fact. Because it's like, apart from that one match he had with Sami Zayn, he hasn't really had a classic in WWE.
Yeah.
Whereas near enough anything he did in New Japan was classic.
Yeah, everyone kind of just went for it straight away because it was him.
Yeah. Everyone buzzes over him because he's got charisma up his wazoo. So
it's one way of putting it.
It's hard to not get behind a man who
loves his wazoo.
It's hard not to get behind a man who's the physical embodiment of Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson, and the dude from Old Boy. It's like, how can you not get behind that? Enjoyable match, fine. And then we had a funny, like, generally it was a thing like I was kind of almost crying with laughter, with the Usos versus Breezango.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Where the one that I do want to discuss about this is where one of the Usos flung the granny dress, and I would like to think it was intentional, It wasn't, but I like to think it was. Where the dress got flung and it just hit JBL right in the face.
And they actually did a replay of
a
it.
slow motion replay. I was like, I just find it hilarious that like I like to imagine that one of the Usos just like, I hate you, JBL, fling, and then like you had Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips just like ripping the piss out of JBL, being like, hey, did you like that, JBL? And then like, it was a funny thing, and then they slow-mo replayed it, so I just loved the fact how like some guy in the truck is like, play that, play that again. Hashtag fire JBL. And then
Hashtag dress JBL.
Dress JBL. And all the other matches, I mean, Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, it's clearly a setup to a better match between the two.
Yeah.
Fine match. They have a lot, they can do a lot better.
It wasn't massively exciting for me, that one, I don't think.
No. It
wasn't
fine.
bad or anything, it just
Fine.
wasn't like...
It's okay, but yeah, exactly. Sami Zayn beat Baron Corbin. Cool. Natalya, Carmella and Tamina beat Charlotte, Naomi and Becky Lynch. Okay. And Luke Harper beat Eric Rowan. Fine. I guess. But the main event, which is the main story of Backlash anyway. Christ.
You're working up to this one, aren't you?
Everyone knows what it is who knows Backlash, but oh my god. Okay, I just want to say this. Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino, Sergeant Slaughter, Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Ric Flair, Jinder Mahal. What do all of those men have in common? They're all WWE World Champions. Jinder Mahal. We had a podcast about the whole Jinder Mahal fiasco when he was announced as number one contender. And I think on that podcast I also said, imagine if they put the belt on him. Imagine if they did it. Well, we don't have to imagine anymore because the crazy bastards did it. What do you have anything to say about Jinder Mahal as WWE champion, Sophie?
I don't even really know what to say about it.
There's basically the match happened. It was a match.
I just remember him winning, and that's about it.
I remember, like, before the bell even rang, Randy Orton just kind of ran at Jinder and just started beating him up. And then, like, I think Adam Pacitti of What Culture said about, like, Randy's the face. Can you imagine if he just did that and just was like, I'm fucking Jinder.
Yeah, it was just something he did.
I have to work with you. Just come here. And I also find it funny how the referee, like, after that tiny attack, the referee goes to Jinder. Do you want to contender, Jinder? Continue. Do you want to contender, Jinder? Do you want to continue, Jinder? And I just imagine just Jinder going, you know what? That hurt. On second thought, no, I'm good.
I've had enough, I'm done.
But basically,
I'm tapping out right here.
Basically, Randy Orton murdered the Bollywood Boys. He flung one of them on the announce table and he flung another one, which looked like that one nearly landed on his head. And then Randy Orton had a face on him where he was just like, yeah, might have killed a man. And then Jinder Mahal won.
In that unexpected yet expected turn of events.
Oh, it's amazing, but it's not. But it is. But it's not. But it totally is. And I genuinely thought when he went into the crowd, I thought he was going to go over to the Punjab announce table and start partying with them. I want to watch that back, and just to hear the Punjabi commentary, hear them when Jinder Mahal wins, just to see if they go like, ah!
See if they get really excited.
Yeah, I really want to see that. Basically, Jinder Mahal's WWE World Champion now.
How long do you think that's going to last?
Forever.
Who would be challenging it next? Unless Randy Orton tries to take it back.
Randy, he is in Money in the Bank. They've got a rematch at Money in the Bank. They've got a rematch. Rumours are that Rusev's going to be returning as a babyface, and
Where's he been? Is he injured?
I don't know. I think they've just been building him up to come to SmackDown.
Because last thing I remember was he had that fight with Roman Reigns over a cake, which really out of context sounds quite hilarious. And then there was that whole thing where he came out with Jinder Mahal and everyone was like, what's happening? Why is this happening?
And then he was also in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Yeah, I vaguely remember him in that. I don't think he particularly was...
He didn't, he wasn't like a...
He just Rusev'd about, really.
He had a Rusev Machka. And then...
I love green tea.
And rumours are they're going to carry on that storyline with Jinder Mahal and Rusev, but for the WWE title.
What storyline? They had a fight once?
Yes!
It's not really a storyline, is it?
Yes, it is. It's everything... Wrestling's stupid.
I was going to say, it's not exactly like a fight to the death over a cake, is it?
They already had the cake storyline with Roman Reigns. They don't do anything.
Oh yeah, it's a fight to the death over some KFC this time.
I think it was a thing of like, I don't like you anymore. Well, I don't like you.
Did we like each other at all? I don't know.
It's basically that. Anyway, that's Backlash.
Imagine that as a tag team.
That was a tag team for a while.
Was it?
That's why they had an argument, then they split up.
Oh, right.
It was a big... No, yeah, it was a big thing. Bigger than DIY.
Are you joking?
What?
About it being bigger than DIY?
No. Yes, I am joking, Sophie. Come on.
I was going to say, because you kind of said it, and then you went you kind of had this serious look on your face. I was like, is he joking?
I had a laugh. I laughed. Yeah, it's bigger than DIY. No, yeah, they were a tag team, then they argued, because it's like, you lost, but you lost! And then they had...
We all lost. Let's fight to see who didn't lose.
You fight Cesaro, and you fight Big Show.
Of course! What a combo!
That's right. They never had they never had their one-on-one match.
Is that what the story is?
They might be. But anyway, that was Backlash. Quick little news thing. My Skulls and Bullet Club.
Yay!
That's good.
Whoop whoop.
Adam Cole's left Bullet Club. Looks like Adam Cole might be going to NXT.
That would be strange.
Why would it be strange?
It wouldn't be bad. It would just be weird because I'm just that used to seeing him in Japan.
Or ROH.
Yeah.
Well...
But primarily I've seen him in Japan. I haven't really seen him much in...
Well, now you can see him in NXT. You can see him more often. I'm sure you will like that. Maybe you'll get your dream match of Drew Galloway and Adam Cole.
Very maybe.
Very maybe. Sorry, he's Drew McIntyre now. Beg your pardon.
Maybe I get my dream match of Big Damo and Ruby Riott.
Oh, yes!
I'm saying Big Damo. Killian Dane, for those who don't
We're
know.
such indie marks, aren't we? Calling them by their indie names. Big Damo suits him more than... I think they changed his name to Killian Dane.
It's too British.
That honestly might have been it. Triple H might have, heard... he probably heard Corey Graves say, "That's Damo." And he was like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. He probably just heard Scottish people and then, the Brits call him, "Oh, Big Damo." And he was like, oh, okay, we'll call him Big Damo.
I'd love to call him Big Davo.
Davo. They could have just called him Big Dane.
That would have been a bit rubbish, though.
It would have been. Every time I hear...
Call him Big Damo, it's not hard.
I hear Killian Dane, I almost think they're going to go Killian Damo.
Yeah. I think it sounds like a Game of Thrones character.
Killian Dane?
Yeah.
It does, He looks like he'd be in Game of Thrones.
I wouldn't mind if he was in Game of Thrones.
Joe Hendry, in the first WCPW show, Joe Hendry called him Hagrid. It was funny. Marty Scurll and Bullet Club, which is great, and Adam Cole's Our Bullet Club, which is good for him.
I remember everyone chanting... Sorry, going back to Big Damo. I remember everyone chanting, "Shave your back."
Shave your back, yeah, that was a thing. You shouted, "You have back breasts" at him once, which is legitimately a thing. Have I had any encounter with...
Which Becca followed up with, "Don't be horrible."
Don't be horrible. Have I got any stories with current WWE, with people who are currently in WWE? Not really. I had an encounter with Rampage Brown. Wasn't really an encounter. He stared.
WWE Oscar.
No, he stared me down. No, Rory Coyle's not in WWE yet. No, not really. Nah, I haven't really had an encounter with any of them yet. I think I patted Damo on the back once. Maybe. No, I didn't. I too sweet Jack the Jobber. There you go.
You go, girl.
Yes. And then, anyway, final topic I want to get to. We skimmed over the Marty Scurll and Bullet Club theme, but...
Well, there's not really... Nothing massive's come out of that yet, so we can't really...
Marty Scurll's in the Best of the Super Juniors, which... He was in anyway, but he's a part of Bullet Club.
I mean, like, in terms of him being part of Bullet Club, there's
nothing
a
quite
grand deal to talk about yet.
They look like they've got him in there for them to have a person who possibly win the junior heavyweight title, which they haven't had that. Because you got Kenny Omega, who's like the leader in the heavyweight.
The legend. The cleaner,
Kenny Omega. And then you got the young...
He likes to plunge the toilets now and again.
He does. And then you got the Young Bucks, who are like the junior heavyweight tag team champion, the people who the junior heavyweight tag teams, the Guerrillas of Destiny, who are the heavyweight tag teams, and then you got others who can be the 6-man tag team, and then like
all of these guys,
and then Marty Scurll, I guess. Well, they've got him in because he's really good. Goddamn popular and just awesome. I love his aesthetic. He looks like he would fit in BioShock.
Yeah, I get that.
Especially with the masks now that he's got this big bird mask. And
just imagine him wearing like a parrot mask or something.
A chicken mask. No, Marty Scurll's great. Still need to see him live. Still not. I technically have, but not.
Have you?
When we went to the 5-Star Wrestling show, he was there, but I didn't know who he was.
Was he Marty Scurll? Or?
He was Marty Scurll. He came out with the umbrella and the fur coat. He had a match with... Yeah, looking back at it now, I'm like, oh my God, I saw that match. But when I went to see it, I was like, I want to see AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't quite in the Brit... This is when I was getting back into it, so I didn't know too many of the British wrestlers. Again, looking back at it now, I'm like, yeah, I saw that live. I saw Jimmy Havoc versus Marty Scurll versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
Zack Sabre Jr. Transition. Progress Wrestling.
He voted for Jeremy Corbyn.
He seems to be pals with Jeremy Corbyn.
Is he?
Jeremy Corbyn's tweeted him a few times.
Oh, so yes, yeah.
Yeah, and they've met in person, apparently.
That's pretty awesome.
To have a chat, which I'm like, that's quite amazing. I'm not getting in that territory.
We won't get political.
We won't. But Progress have held their Super Strong Style 16 tournament, which is their big tournament that they hold. And the winner becomes the number one contender for the Progress Championship. The Progress Champion being Pete Dunne. And
Pete did.
He did win. Pete Diddy. Oh my God, why haven't they done that?
Pete Dunne.
I know why they probably haven't.
Because
why would they do that?
Horrific if they really did that.
That would be That would be gimmick suicide for Pete Dunne if he did that on Pete Diddy. He changes his mouth guard to a grill.
Every breath you take.
Oh yeah, he did that, didn't he?
Well, he went crashing off the motorbike. And he sat up looking a bit sad.
So funny. But anyway, Super Strong Style 16 it's called the Super Strong Style 16 because it's super.
It's strong.
Strong style, and there's 16 competitors. The winner becomes the number one contender for the Progress title. I'm just going to go through some of the matches. We won't go through. I'll go through the matches, but we won't talk greatly about them. I'll just say who won and stuff. I'm looking at the bracket photo, by the way. So the photo that is uploaded by Progress. So I'm not going through in order when the matches actually happened. I'm just going through the matches this way. And it's just ended. Tonight when recording this,
really?
Just ended, yes. So I know who wins as well. And
you sausage.
I'm a sausage. And first round matches included Jack Sexsmith versus Zack Sabre Jr., who we saw Jack Sexsmith live.
We did.
At a North Wrestling show.
That was fun.
Whose gimmick is he's pansexual.
I thought he was just sexy.
No, he's pansexual. And go for him. Good for him. And then he faced Zach Gibson, who is Liverpool's number one. soon to be recognised as Progress's #1, soon to be recognised as Britain's #1.
That's literally the worst
soon to
Pudding
be.
accent I've ever
I
heard
know,
in my
it's
life.
awful. But Jack Sexsmith beat Zach Gibson. Yeah, cool. Then they had a match. Then Zack Sabre Jr. faced off against David Starr, who I'm a fan of. David Starr. He seems to be like the guy on the uprise. He's super charismatic and he can do. And he's like, he's very wide range in terms of how much he can do. And Zack Sabre Jr. beat him in apparently a good match. Another first round match was Jimmy Havoc versus Travis Banks, who we have both seen live at a North Wrestling event.
Both of those guys.
Both of those men. Where Travis Banks beat Jimmy Havoc. Right off the bat, when that happened, I was... 100.
That was the whitest thing you've ever done.
Was it, though?
One of.
Okay.
It's in your top 5.
Top 5. Mark Andrews, who I can't seem to get away with too much.
Can't place him. Who is he?
He's like the boy band looking guy who was in the UK tournament.
Oh, was he the one?
He does the flying thing. He can do the shoot. He's like a high flyer. Let me show you.
I think I know who it was if I saw a photo. I recognise names and I recognise faces, but I have such a hard time putting them together.
Yeah. Mark Andrews, wrestler, not car garage.
Car garage.
Apparently there's a car garage called Mark Andrews.
Yeah, that is a thing, I believe.
There he is.
Oh, is he the one where he has quite a high voice?
Yeah. Where you're like, he sounds really camp.
Yeah, he did nothing for me either, really.
Yeah. I mean, he just kind of it's either him or Will Ospreay. If you like Will Ospreay, then you might not be majorly into Mark Andrews. I just think Will Ospreay's just more of a charismatic Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. But he's not bad. But he faced a guy called Flamita, who I'm very unfamiliar with, but Flamita beat him.
Flamingo.
Flamita is a luchador.
Okay.
So he's like a part of like AAA and Lucha Underground, and he's done this.
El Ligero!
Oh, he wasn't in this, but imagine if he was. Love you, El Ligero. You always put on really good matches whenever I see you live. Other matches, and then the other first round matches were Tyler Bate versus the Pastor William Eaver. And I only found out that he's William Eaver because if you show on his name, he's Bill. He's Bill Eaver.
That's perfect.
I legitimately did not know that because his Twitter handle is at the Bill Eaver.
That's
fantastic. And then I went to Gary like, oh, do you remember where we saw Bill Eaver? I went, oh my god!
Believer. I wish it was Believer.
Believer. Oh, no, I don't. But Tyler Bate beat Pastor William Eaver in the first round because he's Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate. Another match was Mark Haskins. Another one we saw live.
Yes.
Versus Flash Morgan Webster, whose gimmick is
Flash Mob Webster.
Flash Morgan Webster, whose gimmick is he's a mod.
Exciting.
Some people find mods really exciting.
Other mods, probably.
Yeah, other mods find other mods. And then...
I have nothing against the mod community, I'm just saying.
I had a friend who was a mod, so yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I enjoyed Quadrophenia, I think.
I
can't remember. I think I did.
My friend who's Jordan Digby. Jordan Digby.
Diggers.
Who you are?
Diggers.
Who was a college friend of mine who kept saying me, who found out I was a film fan. He was like, have you watched Quadrophenia? I was like, no, I would. Oh, you're missing out, mate. Because
it's fine.
Yeah, I'll watch. I've heard people praise, like people that I trust praise it. But anyway.
There's a part where a guy boots off at a postman. That's great. And Ray Winston naked in the bath.
Is Ray Winston in it?
Yeah.
I have to watch it now.
He's like probably like 19 or 20, and there's just a scene where him and the teacher, the main character.
I can't imagine young Ray Winston.
He's kind of skinny and has curly hair.
I really can't imagine that.
He's laying in a bath, and the actor, I can't remember his name, who plays the main character, is laying in another bath, and they're both just laying there with everything hanging out, like, hey dude!
Back to the Super Strong Style 16.
Yeah.
Then Jeff Cobb faced Nathan Cruz.
Corn of Cobb.
Where Jeff Cobb beat Nathan Cruz, and Jeff Cobb is a former Olympic wrestler, who I might be seeing in Middlesbrough. Well, I will be. He beat Nathan Cruz, who I've seen Nathan Cruz live. It was good. And then this one's the most interesting match, from my understanding, if you can call it a match. Within the first round, it was Matt Riddle versus Trent Seven. Two favourites of mine, I would say, within the indies.
I've got hiccups.
Within the independent scene. Where, I think I've told you about this. Are you able to talk just yet?
I'm trying to get rid of my hiccups.
Okay, but I'll just say this now. Where Matt Riddle faced Trent Seven, and I found this out. Because this was the main event of day one. This match. And the match began, and I don't know how, but within 6 seconds, Matt Riddle knocked out Trent Seven.
How did that even happen?
I don't know like what manoeuvre happened, but Matt Riddle, who is former UFC fighter, who we have discussed on a podcast before with the Progress Orlando show, he knocked Trent Seven out in 6 seconds, apparently. Like, kayfabe-wise, he didn't shoot, he didn't just decide, I don't like Trent Seven, I'm going to knock him out. But they...
Why couldn't it have been 7 seconds?
Well, I can imagine they probably tried. Like, Seven got knocked out in 7 seconds. No, but it was a thing of, like, apparently, like, he got knocked out, and, yeah, and that ended night one. That ended day one of this tournament, because it was a 3-day thing. And that happened, and that moved on. And everyone was apparently gobsmacked. And when I found out, I was like, no. And then I saw it got made official. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And the quarterfinal matches now, there was Jack Sexsmith versus Zack Sabre Jr., where Zack Sabre Jr. won via tap out. Travis Banks faced Flamita. Travis Banks won. And then Tyler Bate faced Mark Haskins, which is a match I would have not mind have seen.
That would have been cool to watch.
And Tyler Bate won, which threw my prediction right off the bat, because I predicted the final was going to be Travis Banks versus Mark Haskins, which I've already seen live, but I thought Progress would have done that. But they didn't. And apparently Mark Haskins lost thanks to Trent Seven interference to have Tyler Bate advance to the semi-final. And then Matt Riddle faced Jeff Cobb, which is a match that sounds amazing. The fact that you get a UFC fighter facing off against an Olympic wrestler. That's
an interesting combo.
Yeah. And Matt Riddle won.
Oh, I finally got rid of my hiccups. I
Good
can
on.
resume commentating.
Good on you. Matt Riddle beat Jeff Cobb, which sounds like... I heard it was match of that night. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, and before I finish with the quarterfinals, so the semi-finals then equaled Zack Sabre Jr. versus Travis Banks, which sounds like an amazing match. And Tyler Bate versus Matt Riddle, which again, sounds like an amazing match. But to main event day 2 of this show, which had the quarterfinals, was a triple threat match to crown the very first ever Progress Women's Champion, which was the first women's main event of the Progress show, which had Toni Storm versus Ginny versus, I forgot the other woman's name, I really do apologise. And Toni Storm won, becoming the very first ever Progress Women's Champion, which is amazing. The fact that now that they actually have a women's title.
The belt's beautiful.
They always have amazing belts, I think. They're so good. They're easily best belt designs, but yeah, the women's belt's really nice. It just looks like an altered version of the men's title.
Yeah.
But it's not like the men's title, but a colour change.
Yeah, it's not bright pink.
But then the semi-finals happened, which had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Travis Banks. Oh yeah, also, before I go on, there was a bit of a little bit of a clip before, when day 2 was finished, where someone involved, I think he's a commentator. He's involved in I think he's the co-owner of Progress. Talked to Tyler Bate about the fact he basically went yeah, I know you know yeah, good thing you're in the semi-finals, yeah. But also, if you win this, you can... No, because he went like... I understand that Pete Dunne quite recently has taken something that was quite valuable to you, hinting at the UK title. And he said, like, and if you win this, you can have a chance to, you know, get something back off him. Meaning the Progress title. Which is a bit of a step. And again, this is why I love Tyler Bates so much, because he didn't say a single word, but you could hear him loud and clearly from his facial expressions completely, which I think he's a mega star in the making. The fact he's 20 years old. He's 2 years younger than me. And he's amazing at delivering like just no word promos.
But if you think about it, he doesn't really do much in terms of spoken promos.
No, not at all. I don't remember hearing.
I've seen the odd video of him. I've heard
him speak a little, like in the WWE chant. Do you know the first words I've heard him say? And I quote, in a British strong style, not this bit, in a British strong style promo, he went, and at the end of it, he went, and I quote, "Fuck off, I need a piss," and then he walked off. Those are the first words I heard from Tyler Bate. Which, yeah. But the semi-finals, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Travis Banks. Travis Banks beat Zack Sabre Jr. And then Tyler Bate versus Matt Riddle. Tyler Bate beat Matt Riddle. The final of the Super Strong Style 16 was Travis Banks versus Tyler Bate. I don't know how the match was. I didn't see the match, of course, because it hasn't been uploaded yet. And I wasn't there. I'm not at Camden. And not Tyler Bate. Travis Banks is the winner of this tournament. Which means Travis Banks is the #1 contender for the Progress Championship. Which means we're getting Travis Banks versus Pete Dunne.
That'll be cool.
At some point. Which sounds like a really good match right off the bat. And I'll probably try to watch these, in all honesty, because it just, from just hearing about it, because like when people talk about it, apparently it has like quite a festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because it's literally a 3-day thing. It's like a weekend and a Monday. So it's like, okay.
It's like a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, that sounds like a cool time. So I'll probably try to watch it when it gets released, if I have the money. If I have the money, I'll probably buy them individually. Or I might just get Progress on demand anyway. Who knows? Anyway, the news out of this is basically that the pot's been stirred between Tyler Bate and British Strong Style. And also, Travis Banks is the #1 contender for Pete Dunne's Progress title. And Matt Riddle knocked out Trent Seven in 6 seconds. And apparently throughout the entire weekend, whenever like Trent Seven came out, everyone just started chanting 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 at him. And yeah, which, yeah.
Trent 6.
Trent 6. People started going like, he's more like Trent 6 now, or something like that. Anyway, that was the Heelcast, episode 21. Thank you all for listening. Yeah, we had a good varied thing to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Don't know what will be discussed on episode 22. We never do with these things, do we?
They kind of just happen. They occur.
They do. And thank you for listening. Sophie, I'm going to make you do this, even though you're pretty tired right now. What's in the description?
Words.
Words and...
Twitter handles. Well, not Twitter links. Instagram links.
Yeah.
Letterboxd links. Facebook page.
And that's it.
And that's it.
You remembered them all this time.
I didn't forget Instagram. That's why.
You didn't? Yeah. You forgot Twitter.
I forgot Instagram once too.
Gary always ends up forgetting Instagram. Because Gary, whenever I go like, what's in the description, Gary? And he goes like, Twitter links, Facebook, Letterboxd. I'm not on it. He always says that every time. He always says. I guess I should go on there, but I'm not. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If any of you want to comment, please do. If you don't, then don't. No one's making you. And till next time, guys, enjoy VHS Pirates Season 2, Episode 1. I'll probably put a link in below in the description. That will probably be somebody else in the description. A link for Season 2, Episode 1. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later, and goodbye.
Farewell.
And I'm Java.